Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This evening's reciters are Dear Pranshu for reading English translation and Dear Pobasha for reading Sanskrit verses. They'll be reciting from Canto 3, Chapter 24, verses 33 to 47. Purbasha, will you start with invocation 3 times, please? Thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Param Pradhanam Purusham Mahantam Kalam Kavim Trivrittam Lokapalam Atmanubhutyanugata Prapancham Swachhanda Shaktim Kapilam Prapadye. I surrender under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, descended in the form of Kapila, who is independently powerful and transcendental, who is the Supreme Person and Lord of the sum total of matter and an element of time, who is the fully cognizant maintainer of all the universes under three modes of material nature, and who observes the material manifestations after their dissolution. Asmabhipichetya patim prajanam tvayavati narna utapta kamaha parivrajat pada vimasito aham charishye tvam hridi yunjan vishokaha. Today I have something to ask from you, who are the Lord of all living entities. Since I have now been liberated by you from my depths to my Father, and since all my desires are fulfilled, I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant. Renouncing this family life, I wish to wander back, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satyalokike Atha Jani Maya Tubhyam Yadavochamritam Mune. The personality of Godhead Kapila said, whatever I ask, whether directly or in the scriptures, is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Etanme janmalokesmin mumukshunam durashayat prasankhyanaya tatvanam samatayatmadarshane. My appearance in this world is especially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya, which is highly esteemed for self-realization by those desiring freedom from the entanglement of unnecessary material desires. Esha atma patho tvakto nashtah kalena bhusaya tam pravartayitum deham imam vidhi maya bhritam. This path of self-realization, which is difficult to understand, has now been lost in the course of time. Please know that I have assumed this body of Kapila to introduce and explain this philosophy to human society again. Gaccha kamam maya prishto mahi sanyasta-karmana jitva sudurjayam mrityum amritatvaya mam bhaja. Now being sanctioned by me, go as you desire, surrendering all of your activities to me, conquering insurmountable death. Worship me for eternal life. Mamatmanam swayam jyotihi
Sarvabhuta guhashayam Atmanyevatmanarvikshya Ishoko bhayamritchasi.
In your own heart, through your intellect, you will always see me, the supreme self-effulgent soul dwelling within the hearts of all living entities. Thus you will achieve the state of eternal life, free from all lamentation and fear.
Matra adhyatmikim vidyam Shamanim sarvakarmanam Vitarishye yaya chaso Bhayam chati tarishyati.
I shall also describe this sublime knowledge, which is the door to spiritual life, to my mother, so that she can also attain perfection and self-realization, ending all reactions to fruitive activities. Thus, she also will be freed from all material fear.
Maitreya uvacha evam samuditastena Kapilena prajapatihi Dakshinīkrutya tam prito Vanam eva jagamaha.
Sri Maitreya said, thus when Kardama Muni, the progenitor of human society, was spoken to in fullness by his son Kapila, he circumambulated him, and with a good pacified mind, he at once left for the forest.
Vratam sa asthito maunam Atmaikam sharano munihi Nishango vyacharat shonim Anagniraniketanaha.
The sage Kardama accepted silence as a vow in order to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and take shelter of Him exclusively. Without association, he traveled over the surface of the globe as a sannyasi, devoid of any relationship with fire or filter.
Mano brahmani yunjano Yattat sadasataha param Gunavabhase viguna Eka bhaktyanubhavite.
He fixed his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Param Brahman, who is beyond cause and effect, who manifests the three modes of material nature, who is beyond these three modes, and who is perceived only through unfailing devotional service.
Nirahankritir nirmamascha Nirdvandva samadrik swadrik Pratyak prashanta dhiraha Prashantormiribodadhihi.
Thus, he gradually became unaffected by the false ego of material identity and became free from material affection. Undisturbed, equal to everyone, and without duality, he could indeed see himself also. His mind was turned inward and was perfectly calm, like an ocean unagitated by waves.
Vasudeve Bhagavati Sarvakye Pratyagatmani Parena Bhakti Bhavena Labdhatma Mukta Bandhanaha.
He thus became liberated from conditioned life and became self-situated in transcendental devotional service to the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, the omniscient supersoul within everyone.
Atmanam Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavantam Avastitam Apashyat Sarvabhutani Bhagavatyapi Chatmani.
He began to see that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is seated in everyone's heart, and that everyone is existing on him, because he is the supersoul of everyone.
Ichha dvesha vihinena sarvatra samachetasa Bhagavad bhakti yuktena prapta bhagavati gatihi.
Free from all hatred and desire, Kardama Muni, being equal to everyone because of discharging uncontaminated devotional service, ultimately attained the path back to Godhead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please forgive us for all our mistakes. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhasha and Pranshu, very beautiful recitations. Thank you so much. Very divine and very nicely recited. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for kindly joining this evening. And today is Nityananda Trayodasi and Varaha Dwadasi both. So auspicious day today. Okay, so before we enter into Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall offer our humble obeisances to our Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Radha Krishna and everyone. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशाम्। हे कृष्ण करुणसिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्तो ह्यभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतां। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। एते चां सकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे। इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः। कृष्णे सुदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न संशयामीशा पुराणार्क्वदनोदितः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये। अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्तिस्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्तिदृढं पाण्डुषु विष्णुषु त्वयि मेनन्यविषयमतिर्मदपतया सकृत्रतिमुद्वाहतगङ्ग्यवघुमुदन्वती श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सकलविष्णुवृषभावनिधृग्राजन्यवंशदहनानपवर्गवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुरात्यहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुत यशः पुनश्च भूयाद्भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गाश तदाश्रयेषु महस्तु यां यामुप्यां सृष्टिं मैत्रस्य सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विषे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालोऽपि यदनुग्रहात् तरेणानमतग्राहव्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे यत्पादाश्रीविदितः सङ्गृह्णाति आकरव्रातात् अज्ञः सिद्धान्तसन्मनीन् ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः हरे कृष्ण Okay, thank you so much for kindly waiting. I shall share my screen. Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have been discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 24th chapter. So where it is the renunciation of Kadma Muni takes place. Okay, so and in this particular chapter, this chapter can be divided into 5 different sections. The first section is the conversations between Devhuti and Kadama Prajapati. So as in the previous chapter, at the end of the previous chapter, Devhuti asks that her lamentation about because Kadama Prajapati is leaving the home. At the end, she realizes that she has wasted her time in the sense gratification. And then after hearing those words, Kadama Prajapati is understanding her mood, and then he speaks that giving assurance that Lord is going to take birth in the womb of Devhuti sooner. And then that conversation goes, that is one particular section, but in due course of time, Lord is going to take birth in the womb of Devhuti through the semen of Kadama Prajapati. That is one section. Second section, knowing that Lord is going to take birth. So Lord Brahma, he takes all his children, Marichi and Atri Maharshi, Pulaha, Pulastya, and all Bhrigu, all of them, all his children. He come to the Kadama Prajapati ashrama. And then once he comes there, first of all, he offers his prayers to the Supreme Lord when he is in the womb itself. And then later on, he speaks to Kadama Prajapati and then to what to do. So give all your daughters, 9 daughters that he has got to Brahma's children. So Brahma has got readily bridegrooms brought from the Brahmaloka to Kadama Prajapati home. So here Kadama Prajapati does not have to look separately to find bridegrooms for his daughters. So now bridegrooms are ready, but only thing is set them based on the taste of the girls, and they need to get married to the appropriate husband. Okay, so Brahma says those instructions to Kadama Prajapati and also appreciates Kadama Prajapati because he has followed the instructions of his father. That is Brahma's instructions. And then later Brahma leaves. Okay, that is the second section. And then third section, after Kadama Prajapati, he gives all his children, daughters to those Prajapatis. And then he maintains them for a couple of days in his home, and later on all those Prajapatis, they have taken their wives and then gone to their ashramas. And later on, Kadama Prajapati approaches Kapila Bhagavan, he is now grown up, he approaches and then offers his prayers and then asks permission that to go home. Asks permission, to go out of the home for the renunciation purpose. Okay, that is the third section. And the fourth section, Kapila Bhagavan, he says why he has appeared and he gives permission to Kardama Prajapati to leave home. And then he says the reason why he has appeared, and then he will take care of his mother. Okay, that is the fourth section. And fifth section is how Kardama Prajapati leaves home and what kind of mood, and taking permission from Kapila, and then he leaves home. And then finally he attains the perfection of human life. So Bhagavati Gatihi, Prapta Bhagavati Gatihi. These are the 5 sections. Okay, so we shall go a little bit. We are going through only the verses wherever it is needed, otherwise translations, and to cover all the subject. Okay, so here Maitreya, starting from the Maitreya Muni, he is speaking to Vidura. All the story it has happened here in the Kardama Prajapati Ashrama. Okay, so Maitreya is saying, Nirvedavanim evam manoduhitaram munihi dayaluhu salini maha suklabi vyakrutam smaran. So now after Devhuti says that Saham Bhagavato nunam vanchita maya dhudam yatvam vigdam prapya namamukshaya bandhanat. Oh my dear husband, I did not ask for the liberation. Now I was being cheated by the external energy of the Lord. Saham Bhagavatonunu Vanchita Maya Dhudam. That was her lamentation. Now, understanding the mood of Devhuti, now Kardama Prajapati is speaking that Maitreya Muni is conversing to Vidura. So Kardama Prajapati is Dayaluhu, Salinim Aha, Suklabi Vyahrutam Smaran. And the Lord has spoken to Kardama Prajapati before that he is going to take birth in the womb of Devhuti through the semen of Kardama Prajapati. Sukla Vivyavrutam, remembering those words. Now he speaks to Devhuti. So Kardama Prajapati says, Makido Rajaputri Ittam Atmanam Pratyanindhite Bhagwamste Aksharo Garbham Adura Samprapasyate. O Devhuti, do not worry. Makidaha Rajaputri, daughter of Swayambhu, Rajaputritam Atmanam Prati Anindite. All your words are glorified. All your words are praiseworthy. So Atmanam Prati Anindite Bhagavamsti Aksharo Garbham Adhura Samprapasyate. The Lord is going to take birth in your womb. Aksharo Garbham Adhura Samprapasyate. In short duration of time, he will take birth in your womb as your son. So now you have been realizing. So he says further instructions. Drutavratasi badhramte damena nemena cha tapodravina dhanasya sardhaya cha ishwaram bhaja. Now engage yourself. You are already performing this vratas, drutavratas. Badhramte, all auspiciousness unto you. Drutavratasi badhramte damena nemena cha, by control of the senses and following religious observations. Damena nemena cha Tapo Dravina Danaisha Shraddhayata Ishwaram Bhaja, by performing tapasya and Dravina Danaisha. It is giving in charity like money and also spending some paraphernalia to worship the Lord. Shraddhayacha Ishwaram Bhaja, and carefully worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead with great faith. Shraddhayacha Ishwaram Bhaja, you worship the Supreme Lord. So likewise, Kardama Prajapati instructs. And then he also says, after you worship like that, then Lord will be very pleased. Satvaya araditaha suklo vitanvan mamakam vyashaha chetate hruday grindhim audaryo brahma bhavanaha. Audaryo brahma bhavanaha. The Lord, once you worship the Supreme Lord, Satvaya araditaha suklo. Suklo is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vitanvan mamakam vyashaha. And then he will spread my glories as well. Vitanman mamakam vyashaha, my glories as well on the planet. Chetate hruday garandim audaryo brahma bhavanaham, and he will cut the knot of the Hridaya Grandhi, the knot within the heart, which is the Hridaya Grandhi, is the strong attachment to this material world. So he will cut that knot. Chetati Hridaya Grandhim Audaryo Brahma Bhavanaha. Now you are thinking that I am living, so you think that bodies are permanent. And one day, if not today, maybe tomorrow, after few days, it is just only temporary relief. But somewhere or other, you have to digest those things. That digestion is called Hridaya Grandhim. He will cut that one. When there is no more Ragha or Dvesha, Vitaragam, um, Vitaraga Bhayadve, what is that one? वीतरागभयक्रोध मन्मया मम उपाश्रिताः बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूत मद्भावम् आगताः. Krishna says to Arjuna, Vitaraga Bhayakrodha, Raga Bhayakrodha. Now here it is the Raga. Raga is the attachment in the heart. This one, whenever that knot is cut, then we would see with the clear vision. Otherwise, when the knot is there, we would keep that one and see all our things which are going in and around based on that knot. Based on that knot. So the Goswami initially in the Bhagavatam he says, Vijjate Hridaya Grandhis Chijjante Sarvasamsayaha Kshiyanti Chasya Karvami Drushta Evatmanishware. Kshiyante Chasya Karmani Drushta Evatmanishware. He would see and Vijjate Hridaya Grandhi. Whenever that knot is cut, Vijjate Hridaya Grandhi Chijjante Sarvasamsayaha. All your doubts will be completely vanished. Chijjante is cut. All your doubts will be completely eradicated out. Then you will see with your divine vision. Divine vision in the sense, in a clear vision. So here, Kaddama Prajapati is saying, Audaryo Brahma Bhavanaha. Once he cut, because he is cutting Audharya, and Audharya is your son, Brahma Bhavanaha, and he will teach the knowledge of Brahman. This is transcendental knowledge. By that, all her knot will be, the Hridaya Grandhi will be cut. So that's why when we approach the sannyasis or the spiritual masters, then we need to be prepared to accept the cutting words. We need to be prepared to accept the cutting words. Their words will cut the attachment to this material world. We must be prepared. And then further, so that is the instructions by Kadma Prajapati to Devhuti. So asking her to engage in the Drudavrata. Now Maitreya Muni is saying that how she has taken the instructions of Kadma Prajapati. So here he says, Devhutyapi Sandesham Gauravena Prajapatehe. With so much of respect, she has accepted those words. Devhutyapi Sandesham, the message, the directions. Gauravena Prajapatehe, with so much respect. Samyak Shraddhaya Purusham Kotastam Abhajat Gurum. Now she started worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead with so much of Shraddhaya, having complete faith. Purusham Kotastam Abhajat Gurum. And the Lord, he is the Kotasto, situated in the everyone's heart. Abhajat Gurum. And worshipped Guru, most worshipable personality. So likewise, the Kotastam is again Tvam Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibuddhatma Kotastha Purusho Bhagavan Tridishaha. Bhagavan Kotastha Adi Purusho. He is situated everywhere. He is situated in the heart. He is always all pervading. And where there is no place where the Lord is not there. He is Kotastha Adi Purusha. So here he says, Maitreya Muni saying that now Devhuti is worshipping according to the instructions given by the Kaddama Prajapati. And now in due course of time, the Lord is taking birth in the womb of Devhuti. So here, Tasyam Bahutide Kale Bhagavan Madhusodanaha Kadmam Viryamapanno Yajna Agnireva Dharuni. It is very beautiful shloka. This analogy is given in number of places in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Tasyam Bahutide Kale, after so many tithis, so many years or tithis or days or months, whatever it is, so Bahutide Kale, and so that much of time passed, then Bhagavan Madhusudanaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the killer of the demon Madhu. Kardhamam Viryam Apanno, Kardhamam Viryam. So by the same name of Kardama Prajapati, Kardhamam Viryam Apanno, and then Jajna Agniriva Dharuni, Jajna Agniriva Dharuni. So he appeared in the womb of Devhuti, just like a fire already is in the wood, and it needs some external force so that fire will appear from the wood. In the similar way, but fire is already there. Likewise, Lord is all pervading. He is in the heart of all living entities. Just Kardama Prajapati is just like an instrument. His semen is just like an instrument, but Lord is appearing like that. This particular analogy is given in so many places. The fire is already in the wood. It just needs some external force so that it will come out. Likewise, all our living entities are also, they're all Krishna consciousness, but at the moment they are dormant. They're covered. And then further Maitreya says, in due course, when Lord has appeared, what has happened? अवादयं सदा व्योम्नि वादित्राणि घनाः गायन्ति तं स्म गन्धर्वाः नृत्यन्ति अप्सरसो मुधा. And everyone, avadayam stadabhyomni, in the sky, generally when Lord is appearing in the sky, all Gandharvas, Kinnaras, they will all come together and sing and dance. This is tadabhyomni. Vyomni is in the sky. Vaditrani ghanaha. They're all playing the musical instruments. Vaditrani ghanaha. The main, like ghana, the rain clouds, ghanaha. Gayanti tamasma gandharvaha. And Gandharvas are beautifully singing about the glories of the Lord. Gayanti tamasma gandharva. And Nrityanti apsaraso muda. And apsarasas are dancing. Nrityanti apsaraso muda, with so much of joyful and ecstasy. Not only they are singing and dancing, what is happening to this entire world, all directions and the waters. So here, and the heart of all the living entities, the mind and heart. Whenever auspicious time comes, for example, if we can observe when the festival mood is coming, everyone are very happy. Their hearts are very pleased. Hearts are very pleased, and there's so much of joyous mood, and all are peaceful, calm, and quiet. So in such a way, Lord is appearing. Everything is conducive for the Lord's appearance. So petuhu sumanso divyaha kecharaihi apavajjitaha. Prasedishcha, this is sarva ambamsi cha manamsi cha. Petuhu, and petuhu sumanso divyaha. The beautiful flowers, divine flowers fall from the sky. The flowers fall from the sky. Petuhu sumanso divyaha. And then kecharaihi apavajjitaha, by the demigods who fly in the sky. So these are kecharaihi, demigods who fly in the sky. Sometimes we used to think like in the sky there are sky gods or tathastu devatas. They're all just traveling and wandering. And children, whatever they speak, sometimes if tathastu devata says tathastu, that means whatever the conversation is happening, whatever anyone is desiring at that point of time, that will come true. So that's why at any point of time, those children, the parents and children, they're always in alignment with the scriptural injunctions and the demigods and everything. So even though something, they have to scold children, the scolding is also like a blessings to the children. In such a way, everyone speak and chastise. And children are also, they will also speaking with all auspicious desires only, so that they want, we do not know at any point of time, this Tathastu Devatas going in the going in the sky. So they say Tathastu, if bad words are coming, that may come true. So because of afraid of those things, they always are accustomed to speak only the auspicious things, either in speaking chastising way or praising way, all auspicious words only. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita also, all messages, either good or bad, it speaks the auspiciousness only be present. Only auspiciousness to be present. When devotees or people comes to Krishna consciousness, this is the character building, how to speak without hurting others and relay the message as it is. This is it comes from the Vedic knowledge. So here, those Kecharaihi, by the demigods who fly in the sky, they have showered the flowers on the that area at Kaddamashrama, where Kapila Bhagavan is taking birth. And then Praseduscha Disas Sarva, Praseduhu, they became satisfied. What is that? Dishaha Sarvaha, all directions are completely became satisfied and also peaceful. Ambam sicha, manam sicha, and waters are also calm. Sometimes these waters are so many of waves, very fearful waves are coming. But as of that point of time, waters are also calm. And manam sicha, and also minds of all the people as well. Okay, so all directions, waters, everyone's mind became very satisfied when Lord is appearing. So during that time, so Lord Brahma taking all his children, he is coming. So the children are going to be the would-be bridegrooms for the daughters of Kaddama Prajapati. See, he come to the ashrama. Tat Kaddama ashrama padam saraswatya parishritam swayambhuho sakam rishibhihi marityadibhi abhidat. So that Kaddama ashrama padam, which is surrounded by the Saraswatya parishritam, surrounded by the Saraswati river. Swayambhuho sakam rishibhihi, Swayambhuho, Lord Brahma, who is called Swayambhu, sakam rishibhihi, along with the sages, marityadibihi abhyadat, along with Marichi and all other Atri, Pulaha, Pulastya, Bhrugu, those children. Abhyadat, he came to that ashram. And then as soon as he comes there, what he is doing? Why he has come there? So here Maitreya Muni says, he knows that Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is appearing in this planet to propound the Sankhya philosophy. Okay, so for that he is saying, Bhagavantam Param Brahma Satvenam Shena Setruhan Tattva Sankhyan Vijñapte Jatam Vidvan Ajahaswarat Bhagavantam Param Brahma. See, Bhagavantam, the Param Brahma, Parandhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. So this Arjuna glorifies the Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Param Brahma, Parandhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Likewise, here he says, Bhagavantam Param Brahma, that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Satvenam Shena Setruhan, Satvena, having uncontaminated existence. Satvena Amshena, by the plenary portion. Setruhan, O killer of enemy, O Vidra. So Lord has appeared. Now, Tattva Sankhyan Vijñapche, and to expand Tattva Sankhyan, the philosophy of the 24 material elements, this is Sankhya philosophy, plus there is a 25th element is the time factor. So Kapila Bhagavan is going to explain this to Devhuti Mata. Tattva Sankhya Vijñapchai, and for explaining that, Jatam, and here Lord is going to appear for that purpose, Vidvan, and knowing that. So Brahma knowing that, because Lord is appearing here to explain the Sankhya philosophy. Vidvan, Ajaha Swarat, the unborn Lord Brahma, Swarat, independent. So here, knowing that information, Lord Brahma, taking his children, came to Kaddama Prajapati Ashrama. Okay. And then further, of course, Sankhya philosophy, it is very deep. We are going in a summary way. Next, as soon as he comes to Kaddama Ashrama, what he did, he says that as soon as he comes there, he worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead by all his activities, by offering obeisances, falling Dandavat Pranam, and somewhere or other, whatever is available, he is worshipping with all his senses. After worshipping the Lord, and then he speaks to Kaddama Muni. Sabhajen Vishuddhena Chetasa Tachikishitam Prahrushyamanaihi Asubhihi Kaddamam Cha Idam Abhyadat. Sabhajan is worshipping. Worshipping Vishuddhena. Sabhajan Vishuddhena, with the pure heart. Chetasa tat chikishitam, with pure heart, tat of that Supreme Personality of God, chikishitam, he intended the intended activities to worship the Lord. He has performed Prahushamanaihi with so much of happiness, gladdened, Asubhihi with senses. Kaddamam chidam abhyadat, after worshipping the Lord, he started speaking to Kaddama Prajapati. Kaddamam cha idam abhyadat, and also Devhuti as well. Because both are there as husband and wife. Okay, so and then further, Maitreya Muni is saying that what Brahma is speaking. So now Brahma started Brahma Vacha. So this is the second section only, conversations. Now Maitreya Muni is speaking what is happening. Now Brahma is speaking to Kaddama Prajapati. He says that he appreciates his child. Kaddama is the son of Brahma. He appreciates Kaddama. And then appreciating that you either child or a son or a disciple should follow the instructions of the spiritual master, instructions of the father. So in saying that, after that, he gives the instructions. First appreciates him, and later on, he gives further instructions what to do, like that. So Brahma is saying, Brahma Vacham Tvaya me apachiti hitata kalpita nirvilikataha me sanjugrihe vakyam bhavan manadamanayan. Oh my dear child, Tvaya me apachiti hitata. Oh dear son, Tata. Tvaya me apachitihi. So he's saying, apachitihi, worship. You have worshipped me, Tvayami aptitihi. By what? Kalpita nirvilikataha. You did not say Kalpita is accomplished nirvilikataha, without any duplicity. When I asked you to go and expand the progeny without any duplicity, you have carried out my instructions. In such a way, you have worshipped me. So, yenme sanjugrihe vakyam. Yenme sanjugrihe vakyam. You have taken my words as it is. Sanjugrihe vakyam, without any duplicity. Bhavan manada manayan, and you are manada manayan. You have worshipped me, you have honored me by accepting my words as it is. So here what it means to us, so we have to accept the words and instructions from the spiritual master, a father and a husband, and the Supreme Lord's instructions as it is mentioned in the scriptures. Okay, these are the authoritative people. Sometimes either we like it or we don't like it. If we execute it without any duplicity, the Lord will take care of our mood. He will protect our interest. So here, Brahma is appreciating Kaddama Prajapati. And he says further how child or disciple should act. Yetavati eva susrusha karya pitari putrakaihi badumiti anumanyeta gauravena gurorvachaha. Yetavati eva susrusha, by service. So up to this extent, exactly, this is service to the spiritual master or father. Yetavati eva susrusha karya pitari putrakaihi. Karya ought to be rendered pitari to the father, putrakaihi by the sons. So children, they have to render service to the parents. Disciple should serve the spiritual master. How they need to serve? Vadamiti. Yes, sir, I will do it. Accepting, yes, sir, I will do it without any duplicity, without any hesitation. Vadamiti. Anumanyeta. And he should obey the instructions from the authoritative spiritual master or father. Vadamiti. Anumanyeta. And how? Gauravena Gururvachaha, with so much of respect. So much of respect. Some says, even Gauravenu Gururvacha, even if we say Bhadamiti Anumanya, yes, sir, there are different ways of conveying, but Gauravenu means, yes, sir, I will do it. But in the natural way, there are different expressions, same words, different expressions. But in order to keep that one adverb, adding the how it needs to be, Gauravena Gururvacha, in so much humble way. Gauravena, with due respect. Gururvachaha. We need to carry out those instructions of the father and spiritual master. And now Brahma is saying what you needed to do and glorifying his children, Kadma Prajapati daughters. and how they are beautiful, what he needs to do. इमादुहितरः सत्यः तव वत्स सुमध्यमाः सर्गं एतं प्रभावैः स्वैरबृंह्यन्ति अनेकधा इमादुहितरः सत्यः. So these daughters, your daughters, there are Utpala Gandhini in the previous chapters. They are so much of beautiful and Utpala Gandhini. Their fragrant smell is coming from lotus-like daughters. Okay, there are Utpala Gandhini. So here Brahma is appreciating that. Duhitaraha Satyaha. Satya is chaste daughters. And Tava Vatsa Sumadhyamaha. Now these are grown-up children, grown-up daughters. Tava Vatsa. Tava, your Vatsa, oh my dear son, Sumadhyamaha, your daughters are thin-waisted. Again, there are different kinds of women, like describes like Padmini and second level is Padmini, and that is the topmost one. Hastini, and it is also comes from the scriptures, Brahmavet Mahapurana, where Narada Muni describes about this woman. And then second level is called, I think, in the mode of passion. She wanted to enjoy more irrespective of the husband's desires. Okay, the first level is the Padmini. She follows instructions of the husband and her body is properly structured. Okay, that is here Sumadhyamaha, thin-waisted. This is what Padmini. Okay, the first level. Okay, so further he says, now Sargam Yetam Prabhavaihi Swaira Brumshyanti Anekadha. Svaihi Brahma Ishyanti Anekadha. Now by these daughters, and then you are going to I'm sure they will your daughters will increase the creation by their own descendants in various ways. He is appreciating the daughters of Kadama Prajapati. They will increase this creation by their own descendants in various ways. So the children of daughters of Kadama Prajapati, starting from, for example, Atri Maharshi's wife Anusaya Mata. Anusaya is daughter of Devhuti. And from there, who are appeared, this Dattatreya, once again incarnation of Lord, and then Soma, the moon god, from whom all the Chandra Vamsha has appeared, even where Lord Krishna and Kuru Vamsha, everything has appeared within that Chandra Vamsha. That is a source from the Anusaya Mata, Atri Anusaya. And then further, wife of Bhrugu, and then Pulasya, Pulaha, and who else? Marichi. So, and Dharma, and from Dharma, Naranarayana Vishi, they were also begotten. So, and likewise, so many other, they have increased so many descendants in various ways. So, he is appreciating those daughters. They are Sumadhyamaha. Sargam Yetam Prabhavaihi Swair Brahma Ishyanti Anekada, in various ways. And further, now, based on the desire of your daughters, you give this daughter to appropriate husband. You find the husband among these, my children, Brahma's children. They are the three. So there, Atastam Rishimukhebhyo Yata Selam Yata Ruchi, Yata Selam Yata Ruchi, according to the taste of the daughter. Yata Selam Yata Ruchi. Atmajaha Paridehi Ajja. Atmajaha, your daughters, Paridehi Ajja. You give away your daughters today itself, Ajya, today. And Vistrunihi Yasho Bhuvi, and expand, spread this Vistrunihi Yashaha Bhuvi, spread the fame over the universe. So he says, so today, please give away your daughters to the foremost of the sages with due regard for the girls' temperaments and their likings, and thereby spread your fame all over the universe. Okay, this is the instruction of Brahma. And then after giving those instructions, he says further what is going to happen. He says few words about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He speaks to that, oh my dear child Kadama, Vedahamadhyam Purusham Avatinam Swamayaya Bhutanam Sevadim Deham Bibranam Kapilam Muni. The Lord who is going to take birth as your son, his name is Kapila Muni. Bibranam Kapila Muni. And now Vedaham Adhyam Purusham. I know that the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Adhyam Purusham, Avatirnam Swamaya. He is appearing by his internal potency. Avatirnam Swamaya. When Krishna says in the Sujamyaham, I will appear by myself. Likewise, here, Brahma is also mentioning Swamaya by his internal potency. Bhotanam Sevidim Deham Bibhranam Kapilam Muni. Bhotanam Sevidim Deham. And he is the bestower of all that is desired, who is just like the vast treasure. Save him, for whom? Of all the living entities. He will fulfill the desires of all living entities. So now, Deham Bibhranam Kapila Muni. Now he is appearing in the body of Kapila Muni. So he says, Oh Kadama, I know that the original Supreme Personality of Godhead has now appeared as an incarnation by his internal energy. He is the bestower of all that is desired by the living entities, and he has now assumed the body of Kapila Muni. Okay, that Brahma says to Kadama. And then he also mentions what he will do and what are his different kinds of bodily features. He says, Jnana Vijnana Yogena Karmanam Uddharanjataha Hiranyakeshaha Padmakshaha Padma Mudra Padambujaha. Jnana Vijnana Yogena, by the knowledge, scriptural knowledge, and Vijnana application, scientifically, how it needs to be applied. Yogena, by means of mystic yoga. Jnana Vijnana Yogena Karmanam Uddharanjataha. And Karmanam, of material actions, Uddharanjataha. People generally tend to do some kind of activity, that is the fruitive activities. And then Lord will uproot that desire of performing those activities from the people who are desiring mumukshunam dhrasaya, mumukshunam, who are desiring liberation. From such kind of people's hearts, he will remove that desire to perform fruitive activities. Karmanam uddharanjataha. And then how the Kapil Bhagavan appears, the personal features. Hiranyakeshaha Padmakshaha Padma Mudra Padambujaha. Hiranyakeshaha, his hair is golden, and Padmakshaha, lotus petal eyes, and Padma Mudra Padambujaha, and the symbols of lotus flower in his lotus feet. Padam Ambujaha, and the lotus feet and the lotus flower symbols as well, marked with the sign of lotus. Okay, that is giving the marks of the Kapil Bhagavan. And here again he says speaks to Devhuti. Brahma speaks to Devhuti also, not only to Kadama and also to Devhuti. He is mentioning again about what Lord will do to her. Yesha manvite garbham pravishtaha kaitabhadhanaham avidya samsaya grandim chitvagam vichirishyati. Oh, my dear child, Devhuti, Yesha Manavite Garbham, in your womb, Yesha Manavite Garbham, Manavi is daughter of Manu, Garbham, Pravishtaha Kaitabardhanaha, the Lord has entered your womb. Kaitabardhanaha, the killer of the demon Kaitaba. So previously, Brahmano Madhusudanaha. Now here, Kaitabardhanaha, Madhu and Kaitaba, two demons. So here, Brahma is using this word, Kaitabardhanaha. Pravishtaha Kaitabardhanaham. And then what he will do? Avidya samsaya grindim chitvagam vicharishyati. Avidya samsaya grindim. If you have got any doubts about this material world, he will cut that knot. In the previously he was saying, Cheta Devrati Grindim Audharyo Brahma Bhavanaha. Kadam Rajapati says that one. Here again Brahma is assuring to Devhuti. Avidya samsaya grindim chitva. He will cutting off. Chitva gham vicharishyati. After he will remove the illusion, and then he will wander around the earth. Gam vicharishyati, the world, he will travel over the world. Okay, likewise, Brahma is saying, and then how he is going to bring the same to his parents. See, again he says, Ayam Siddhagana Dishaha Sankhyacharehi Sammataha Susammataha Loke Kapil Ityakyam Kantate Kirtivardhanaha. He says, Ayam Siddhagana Adishaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Siddhagana Adishaha, and the foremost of all the perfected sages, Adishaha, Siddhagana Adishaha, Sankhya Acharehi Susammataha, Sankhya Acharehi.
He is the Acharya, expert in the Sankhya philosophy, the supreme personality of Godhead. Sankhya Acharya Susammataha, approved according to the Vedic principles by everyone. Susammataha. Loke Kapila Ityapyam. In this universe, how he is going to be? Kapila, by the name of Kapila, Iti Akyam. Iti Akyam. Gantate Kirtivardhanaha. He became famous with the name of Kapila. He bring the famous to you as well. Gantate Kirtivardhanaha. Gantate. He will go about and Kirtivardhanaha, your fame increasing. He will increase your fame. So already your daughters are going to increase your fame. Now your son is also going to increase your fame. This is the perfection of father and mother life. When the children are grown up, well educated, and bringing the fame to the parents, there is there is again పుత్రుడు తండ్రికి జన్మించినప్పుడే పుట్టదు సంతోషం. So there is one beautiful shloka is there in the one Telugu language that a father will not be pleased by when the son is born, but when the son is grown up and perform the activities which are pleasing to the father, then real happiness of the father will come at that point of time, not by simply taking boy is born at that in the birth. Okay, not that time. So here, likewise, here Kapil Bhagwan is going to bring the famous to the father and mother. Here Brahma is telling Devhuti, Kirtivardhanaha. He will bring the most fame, increase your fame. And then after saying that, Maitreya Muni is saying that, so that is where Brahma says, and then Brahma leaves. So Maitreya Muni is saying here, तावास्वास जगस्रष्टा कुमारैः सह नारदः हंसेन यानेन त्रिधाम परमं ययौ. Maitreya says, after Tavaswasya Jagasrashta, so Brahma, after giving those instructions to Kardama and Devhuti, Kumaraihi Saha Naradaha, along with the 4 Kumaras and Narada Muni. So where is this one? Okay, yeah, here 4 Kumaras are here, Narada Muni, so Brahma, because all other children, they are getting married to those daughters of Kadama. They will be staying there. But here, these are all Naistika Brahmacharis, 4 Kumaras and Narada Muni. So they are going along with the Lord Brahma. So, Kumaraihi Saha Naradaha, Hamso Hamsena Yanena. Hamso, he is the Lord Brahma. He is the Paramahamsa. And Hamsena by his swan carrier. Hamsena. Yanena, he has Hamsena Yanena by his own swan carrier. Tridhama Paramam Yev. He went back to his highest planet system, Brahma Loka. Okay, so that is this beautiful one. This Hamsavahana, Brahma and all Kumaras and Narada, they went to the Brahma Loka. So Maitreya Muni saying, and then what has happened after taking the instructions from Brahma, Kardama Prajapati and Devhuti, what they did, they have given their daughters to the Prajapatis there. Now bridegrooms only, they have come to brides here. Previously, when Kardama Prajapati was getting, in order to get a wife, he has prayed to the Lord for 10,000 years. And the Lord has told him, Samana Selam Gurhameda Denum, oh my dear Lord, please give me a suitable wife. He was asking. Now, Brahma has brought the bridegrooms automatically here to all the daughters of Kardama Prajapati. Okay, so that is what happens to the devotees of the Lord. So here Maitreya says, Gate Satadito Chattaha Kadhamastena Choditaha Yatoditam Swadhitruhu Pradhat Vishwasujam Tataha. O Vidura, after departure of Brahma, Kardama Muni, having been ordered by Brahma, handed over his 9 daughters as instructed to the 9 great sages who created the population of the world. So out of here, Brahma has created the 10 children. But out of 10, Narada is also 10th child. But 9 children, 9 sons are here. They got married to the 9 daughters of Kardama. Now they have given. And then here, further, who are the sons of Brahma and whom they got married? Maitreya Muni says, Marichaye kalam pradhat anusuyam ata atraye. Marichaye kalam pradhat anusuyam ata atraye. Shraddhamangi rase ayachad tulas पुलस्याय हविर्भुवम् पुलहाय गतिं युक्तं क्रतवे च क्रियां सतीं ख्यातिं च भृगवे अयच्छद् वसिष्ठाय अपि अरुन्धतीं. Says Kardama Muni handed over his daughter Kala to Marichi and daughter to another daughter to Anasuya to Atri, and then he delivered Shraddha to Angira, Havidbhu to Pulastya, and delivered Gati to Pulaha, and Chasta Kriya to Kratu, Kyati to Bhrugu, and Arundhati to Vasistha. So here a few sages mentioned, and in the next shloka also mentioned, Adharvane adadhat shantim yaya yajno vitanyate viprashabhan krutodvahan sadara sada sada sadharan samalalayat. So he delivered Shanti to Adharva. Because of Shanti, sacrificial ceremonies are well performed. Thus he got the foremost Brahmanas married. And he maintained them along with their wives. So it is just like a daughters and son-in-laws, he maintained for a couple of days. After maintaining, it is not appropriate, all the son-in-laws are staying with the father-in-law. So after a few days, they have all gone to their hermitages. Tatastha Rushihah Kshattah Pratidhara Nimantritam Pratistan Sandhimapannaha Swashirma Mandhalam. And those thus married, the sages took leave of Kardama and departed full of joy, each for his own hermitage, O Vidura. Okay, so in such a way, all those sages, they have taken their wives. Now at home, only Kardama and Devhuti are there. Okay, so that is where this is the second section of the 24th chapter. Now entering into the third section. Okay, well, it will go very quickly. So here now, third section is Kardama Prajapati is taking permission from the Kapil Bhagwan. Kapil Bhagwan, by this time, he has grown up. So in a secluded place, he approached Kapil Bhagavan and asking permission. First of all, he glorifies and then asking permission to leave home. So Sachavateenam Triyugam Adhyay Vibhudarshabham Vivikta Upasangamya Pranamya Samabhashatam. When Kardama Muni understood that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the chief of all demigods, Vishnu, had descended, Kardama approached him in a secluded place, offered obeisances, and spoke as follows. So here Lord is addressed as Triyugam. Triyugam, the Lord means he appears in the three yugas in a direct way, like Kruta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Treta Yuga. But in the Kali Yuga, he will be coming as a Kalu Channa. This is the in the golden form, but in the disguise. Atavaham dharadhami bhutva madbhakta rupa dhruk mayam cha bhavishyami kalu sankirtanaghami. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, but he will disguise himself as a bhakta. Atavaham dharadhami madbhakta rupa dhruk mayam cha bhavishyami kalu sankirtanaghami, to introduce this Sankirtana Yajna. Okay, that is how Lord is going to appear in this age of Kali, apart from the Kalki. Okay, so that's why he is called Triyugam. And then what Kardama Prajapati is praying to Kapil Bhagavan here, saying that Aho papacyamananam nirye swaira mangalaihi kalena bhuisa nunam prasidant iha devataha. So, my dear Lord, you have appeared after a very long time. In this material world, people are performing so many activities and going through sufferings. Now, demigods are very compassionate about them. And now you have appeared. Now, demigods will be very pleased. Demigods will be very pleased. So he says, after a long time, the demigods of the universe have become pleased with the suffering souls who are in material entanglement because of their own misdeeds. Okay, likewise, he is appreciating the Lord and also how demigods are playing and how the living entities are suffering. So many things are addressing in one shloka. And then further he also says, glorifying Many sages, they worship the Lord or perform tapasya in order to get the liberation, but they will get liberation after so many lifetimes. So here, Bahujanma Vipakwena Samyak Yoga Samadhina Drashtum Yatanti Yatayaha Sunyagaryush Yatpadam. After many births, mature yogis, by complete trance in yoga, endeavor in secluded places to see the lotus feet of the Supreme Law, Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is their endeavor. Now, glorifying in such a way, now, my dear Lord, that Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared in my home. How fortunate I am. Even though I am a Gramyanam, because even though I am a devotee, I am in a family affairs, but you are compassionately taken birth in my home. So you are always at the devotee side and glorifying God. Saiva Bhagavanadhya Heranam Naganayanaha Gruheshu Jato Gramyanam Yah Swanam Pakshaposhanaha. Saiva Bhagavanadhya, that Bhagavan who for whom all the great sages always perform meditation, that Lord, he has appeared. And here, where he has appeared, the people of this home, ordinary people, they talk very light about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is what naturally they do it. Helanam naganayenaha. Helam, they neglect about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gruheshu jato gramyanam. In such kind of homes, oh my dear Lord, Gruheshu jato gramyanam. Gramyanam is the of ordinary householders. Yes, Swanam Pakshaposhanaha. Now Jataha, you have appeared. And yes, Swanam Pakshaposhanaha, because you're always side of the devotees. So yes, Swanam Pakshaposhanaha, glorifying Lord is the Bhakta Vachala. So just by simply offering a Tulsi leaf, this is Tulsi Dhalamatrena Jalasya Chulakenava Vikrinete Somatmanam Bhaktebhyo Bhaktavachalaha. If we just simply offer one Tulsi leaf with water to the Lord, he will completely give himself to that devotee. Vikrinete Somatmanam Bhaktebhyo Bhaktavachalaha. That Bhaktavachalaha, that Lord, he has appeared in the home of Kadam Prajapati. Okay, likewise, he is mentioning about glorifying him as Bhaktavachala. He always at Pakshaposhanam, Swanam is the devotee. Pakshaposhan, who supports his part devotees. And then he previously, Lord says to Kadampraja that I'm going to take birth in the womb of Devahuti through you. So that was remembering those things. Oh, my dear Lord, you have spoken before that words, and now you are making those words true. And then mentioning him. So, Swiyam Vakyam Rutam Kartum Avatirnosi Me Gruhe Chikeshu Bhagwan Jnanam Bhaktanam Manavadhanaha. So, oh my dear Lord, you who are always increasing the honor of your devotees, this is Bhaktanam Manavadhanaha. You have descended in my home just to fulfill your word. This is Swiyam Vakyam Rutam Kartum, because you have previously that mentioned to me that you would appear. Just to keep those words. Avatirnosi Me Gruhe, you have appeared in my home. And for what? Chikeshu Bhagavan Jnanam. So to disseminate the process of real knowledge, the Sankhya philosophy. At the time, Lord only says to beginning, he spoke to Kadma that he is going to speak the Sankhya philosophy. So he is remembering those words and glorifying Kapil Bhagavan here. And that Lord, he is going to appear in different names and forms only for the sake of devotees. So likewise, here Kadma Prajapati further addressing तान्येवति अभिरूपाणि रूपाणि भगवंस्तव यानि यानि च रोचन्ते स्वजनानाम् अरूपिणः. My dear Lord, तान्येवति अभिरूपाणि, although you have no material form, तान्येवति अभिरूपाणि रूपाणि भगवंस्तव, you accept different forms. For यानि यानि च रोचन्ते स्वजनानाम् अरूपिणः, for your devotee's sake, you will take different forms, transcendental forms, for the pleasure of your devotees. Madbhaktanam Vinodadham, to give pleasure to his devotees. The Lord appears, and even though he has no material form, but still the Lord he has got a transcendental form. He will appear for our sake, for material people's sake. He will appear in the forms which we can see the Lord. So you have your own innumerable forms. They truly are your transcendental forms. Transcendental forms cannot be visible for the ordinary materialistic people. So which are very pleasing. Now he has manifested that form which we can see. So for Swajananam, for his devotee's sake. And then he's mentioning how that Lord is, the form of the Lord. Tvam suribhi tattva bhutsayadha sadavivadarhana padapitam aishwarya vairagya yesho avbodha virya shriya purtam aham prapadye. That Supreme Personality of Godhead who is always worshipable. Tvam suribhi tattva bhutsayadha. So it is very beautiful. It is mentioned. Sada abhivadarhana padapitam. Always it is worshipable lotus feet. Sada abhivadarhana padapitam. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are reservoir of that always deserves to reserve worshipable homage from all great sages, eager to understand the absolute truth. That is your lotus feet. And you are full in opulences. What are they? Aishwarya, Vairagya, Yesho, Avbodha, Virya, Shriya. All 6 opulences. Potam, complete. Potam is complete. Who are in full. Aham prapadya. I am surrendering myself to that Supreme Lord. And then mentioning that later on, you have appeared here as Kapila. Now I am taking shelter of. Say param pradhanam purusham mahantam kalam kavim trivrutam lokapalam atmanubhutya anugata prapancham swachenda sektim kapilam prapadhye. I am surrendering to that swachenda sektim kapilam prapadhye. Very beautifully he says, I surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes we go to different demigods. I worship this God, and the different people come together. But here, addressing, I am worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is in full in all 6 opulences, who is supreme. Then anyone, there is no one equal to him. Mattah param parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhanam jaya. Aham sarvasya prabhu. I am worshipping that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is one has to address. Not like if I go to the heaven or there I can enjoy sense gratification. If you have got sense gratification things, then you have to come back to this material world. Senses are material. But one should have got the transcendental senses where those are to be engaged in Krushikena, Krushikesha Sevanam. What they have to be engaged in the master of those senses. Krushikena, Krushikesha Sevanam. The senses to be engaged in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, he is surrendering to that Supreme Personality of Godhead. And who is descended in the form of Kapila, who is independently powerful and transcendental, who is Supreme Person and the Lord of the sum total of matter and the element of time, who is full cognizant maintainer of all the universes under the 3 modes of material nature and who absorbs the material manifestations after their dissolution. Glorifying Lord, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, here Kaddam Prajapati is surrendering himself. Yes, and then further he says the desire of him, why he is glorifying. Now he says that I am now relieved from my Pitruruna because you have appeared as my son. Now I wanted to go on the around world, keeping you in my heart, wander and glorify you, and then in such a way free from all the lamentation. So that desire I wanted. Likewise, he is mentioning Asmavi Prutyadya Patim Prajanam Vaya Avatina Runa Utapta Kamaha. Parivraj Padavim Astu Aham Cherishe Tvam Hudi Yunjan Vishokaha. Now today, Asmavi Prutyadya Patim Prajanam Tvaya Avatirna Runa Utapta Kamaha. Today I have something to ask from you. Who are the Lord of all living entities? Since I have now been liberated by you from my debts to my father, Pitruna, and since all my desires are fulfilled, now I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant. This is Parivrajit Padavim. Parivrajit Padavim Astu Aham. I want to have that Padavi. Padavi is the position. So renouncing this family life, I wish to wander about free from the lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. Cherishe Tvam Hridiyunjan Vishokaha. Keeping yourself in my heart and Vishokaha free from the lamentation. Cherishe Tvam. Cherishe, wandering around the world. Okay, this is generally what Narada Muni does. So here, he is also wanted to wander, glorifying the Lord. So this is the 3rd section. So desiring from what Kardama Prajapati is glorifying Kapil Bhagavan and asking desire what he wanted to. Okay, this third section. And now entering into the fourth section where Kapil Bhagavan responds to Kardama Prajapati. Why he has appeared, what he is going to do, and giving the assurance, what is his instructions to Kardama Prajapati, and how he will take care of his mother. Shri Bhagavan Uvacham Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satya Laukike Atadini Maya Tubhyam Yadhavocham Rutam Muni. So here mentioning about the Pramanam. Pramanam is the authority. Whatever Lord speaks, Dharmam Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam, it cannot be spoken by any sages or demigods or anyone else. It should be coming from only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now here, Kapil Bhagavan is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why whatever he speaks, that will become the Pramana. So he says, Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satya Lokike. If I speak, that will become Pramana. Not by some Brahma speaks or you speaks. Because whatever I speak, everyone speaks, then it becomes prana. That's why they repeat it. It is not that independently they speak. So if it is addressing what Lord has spoken, then it has got. Even Lord Shiva says to Mother Parvati, Oh Mother Parvati, I have spoken so many things in the Shiva Purana, Linga Purana, that Purana, Skanda Purana, Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, likewise, many things. But as long as my words are aligning to the Supreme Personality of Godhead words, then it is a prominent, otherwise it is illusion. He says to Mother Parvati. So here, Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satya Lokike. That's why all instructions, any scriptures, Puranas, they must root with the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna spoke. That's why Bhagavad Gita is so sublime scripture. There is nothing is equal or nothing comparable to it. Okay? That is Dharmam Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. So here, Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya Pramanam Satya Lokike Atajani Maya Tubhyam Yadhavocham Rutam Muni. Yadhavocham Rutam Muni. So I am going to explain this philosophy. So he says, whatever I speak, whatever directly or in the scriptures is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Okay, this is the first statement. And then second statement, how he will do it, what he is going to do it, how he is going to do it. So, etanme janma lokesmin mumukshunam durasayat prasankhyanai tattvanam sammataya atma darshane. My appearance in this world is especially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya. Prasankhyanai tattvanam. This philosophy of Sankhya, which is highly esteemed for the self-realization. Mumukshunam durasaya. Esteemed for self-realization by those desiring freedom from entanglement of unnecessary material desires. This is Mumukshunam durasaya prasankhyanatvanam sammataya atma darshane, which is highly esteemed in self-realization, atma darshane. So that is the purpose of Kapil Bhagavan. So and then after that is his appearance. And then further he says about the transcendental knowledge. In due course of time, it is lost. Now he is going to re-explain it. So that he mentions, Eta atmapato abjektaha nashtaha kalena bhuyasa tam pravartitum deham imam vidhi maya brutam. This Yesh Atmapato Abjektaha, this transcendental knowledge, Nashtaha Kalena Bhuisa, it was lost in due course of time. Tam Pravititam Deham, using this Kapila Bhagavan. So now I am appearing as Kapila. Now I am going to explain this. Imam Vidhi Maya Brutam. I am going to explain, reintroduce and explain this philosophy to human society again. So this is what the third statement. And now he says, give permission to Kardama Prajapati that Gaccha kama maya prushto mai sanyasta karmana jitva sujyam mrutyam amrutatvaya mam bhaja. Now, being sanctioned by me, go as you desire, O Kardama, O my dear father. Gaccha kamam maya prushto mai sanyasta karmana, and renounce, surrender all your activities onto me. Mai sanyasta karmana, surrender all your activities to me. Mai jitva surjyam mrutyam, jitva, you conquer. What? Sudurjayam Mrutyam. And Sudurjayam is insurmountable. Mrutyam, the death. This is birth, old age, disease, and death. This is cycle. You need to conquer these things. Jitva, having conquered. Amritatvaya Mam Bhaja is for eternal life. Once you attain me, Mam Bhaja, and engage in the devotional service for eternal life. Okay, so now I am giving permission. You can go now. Likewise, he gives to permission. Being sanctioned by me, go as you desire, surrendering all your activities, me conquering insurmountable death, worship me for eternal life. And then further he says that who he is. He says that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is in the heart of all living entities. Now, knowing that you engage your activities in me with complete devotional service, then you will be freed from the lamentations. Vishokaha abhyamrutyasi. So he says, Mam atmanam swayam jyotihi sarvabhuta guhasayam atmani eva atmana vikshya vishokaha abhyamrutyasi. In your heart, through your intellect, you will always see me. And the supreme effulgent soul dwelling within the heart of all living entities. So this is the Lord is mentioning here. You will always see me. He is the Mamatmanam Swayam Jyotihi Sarva Bhuta Guhasayam. I am in the heart of all living entities. Thus, you will achieve the state of eternal life, free from all lamentation and fear. Atmani Atmanam Vikshya. When you see the Atmani Atmanam, when you see the Lord in your in the heart of all living entities, then Vishoko Abhyam Ruchasi. Vishokaha, free from the lamentation, Abhyam, fearlessness, Ruchasi, you will achieve all these things. So now he is going, leaving from home. So in such a way, later on, Kardama Prajapati will live like that. Okay, this is the further second instructions. And for sixth shloka that Kapil Bhagavan speaks, that what about Devhuti? Now, in order to address that one, he gives assurance that I will take care of my mother. By giving transcendental knowledge, I will deliver her. So likewise, he says, Matra adhyatmikim vidyam samanim sarvakarmanam vitarishya yachasu bhayam cha atitarasyati. So I shall also describe the sublime knowledge, which is the door to spiritual life to my mother. And so that she also can attain perfection and self-realization, ending all reactions to fruitive activities. Thus, she also be freed from all material fear. She also free from all material fear. So it is a assurance to Kardama Prajapati that he does not have to think again about Devhuti. So these 6 shlokas the Lord has spoken. This is the 4th section of this chapter. And the 5th section, how Maitreya Muni is speaking to Vidura that how Kardama Prajapati renounced further, what is his mood, how he has wandered, how he has attained perfection. So here he says that after he taking those instructions, he took the pradakshina around the Lord and then left. He left to the forest. When we go to the temples, we also Bhagwantam parikramya, paripatyacha pranamya. We have to offer worships and parikramya, paripatyanumanicha, and then taking the 3 circles. Generally, we do pradakshina 3 times and then leave the temple premises. So likewise, here Kardama Prajapati, he is also Dakshini Kurutyatam Prito. Evam samudestena kapilena Prajapatihi Dakshini Kurutyatam Prito Vanameva Jagamaha. He does a pradakshina around the Kapila Bhagavan and then left to the forest. He circumambulated him and with a good and pacified mind at once left for the forest. Okay, that is Maitreya Muni saying to Vidura how he has left, and then when he is leaving the home, how he needs to live. This is also very important. So, Vratam sa asto maunam atmaika serano munihi nisango vichal chonim anagnihi aniketanaha. No association with the fire. Anagnihi aniketanaha. No more shelter. No more taking one particular place as a shelter. Without shelter, without fire association. So, Vratam Sasto Maunam. This is the Vrata, vow. And Astito Maunam and silence. With silence, that is his Vrata. Atmaika Serdo Munihi. And by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Atma Eka Serano Munihi. And he completely taking the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nisango, there are no more material association. Nisango, Vechat Chonim, and traveling around the world without association with fire and also the shelter. he can wander at any place. Okay, that is how Kadama Prajapati is wandering around the world, how he has left with that mood, that vrata. And then while he is taking that vow and going, how his mind is like, it is described, Mano Brahmaninchano yat tat sad asataha param gunavabhase viguna ekabhakta anubhavite. He fixed his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Parabrahman, who is beyond cause and effect, who manifests the three modes of material nature, who is beyond those three modes, and who is perceived only through unfailing devotional service. Eka Bhakta Anubhavite, who is understood only by devotional service. He kept his mind fixed on that Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the mode of Kadama Prajapati. And now when he has kept, how he became like Nirhankritihi, Nirmamasha, Nidvandvaha, Samadhruk, Swadhruk, Pratyak Prashanta Dhiraha, Prashantormi Ivodhadihi, Nirhankritihi, without false ego, Nirmamasha, without material affection, Nidvandvaha, without duality, and Samadhruk, Swadhruk, with equal vision, Swadhruk, seeing himself, Swadhruk, Pratyak Prashanta Dhiraha, Prashanta Dhirdhiraha. So Pratyak, so inward vision, completely seeing himself in the inward vision. Prashanta, completely perfectly composed. No more disturbances from the worldly good and bad, no more dualities, no more false ego, no more material affections. This is completely peaceful now. Prashantormi vodadihi. Comparing against the in the ocean, there are so many waves are coming, but in that when here Prashanta Urmi, but he who is without disturbing, he situated himself, is like a Prashanta Urmi. Urmi is the waves, whose waves. Now, ocean is like a calm, no more waves. It is a calm. Likewise, no more waves going through the heart of Kadama Prajapati. He is Prashantormi, Ivodadihi, like the ocean, Udadihi, like ocean. He is like that, very peaceful, no more disturbances. Okay, either good or bad, he is completely peaceful. It is all auspiciousness because his mind is fixed on the Supreme Person, Eka Bhakti Anubhavite, on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In such a way, when he has kept himself, Vasudeva Bhagavati Sarvajña Pratyagatmani Parena Bhakti Bhavena Labdhatma Mukta Bandhanaha. This is Vasudeva Bhagavati Sarvajña Pratyakatmani, the super soul within everyone. So, in that mood, Vasudeva Bhagavati, to Vasudeva, the personality of Godhead, Sarvajñe, omniscient, the super soul within the everyone, Parena Bhakti Bhavena, and Parena is a transcendental Bhakti Bhavena by devotional service, and then Labdhatma Mukta Bandhanaha, he has attained the Supreme Lord. Now, Mukta Bandhanaha, liberated from material bondage. So, because of Vasudeva Bhagavati. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prajitaha. When we render service to the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prajitaha. Janayati Yasu Vairagyam Jnanam Cheda Haitukam Jnanam Tad Brahma Darshanam. Kapil Bhagavan says the same shloka, but Tad Brahma Darshanam. Here, again, that Kadama Prajapati completely in that mode. Labdhatma Mukta Bandhanaha, freed from all material bondage. He is now matured fruit. So now, in that state, what he is seeing, how his vision is, Atmanam Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavantam Avastitam, Apasyat Sarvabhutani Bhagavityapi Atmani. He sees everywhere the Lord. So he began to see that Supreme Personality of Godhead is seated in everyone's heart, and that everyone is existing on him because he is the super soul of everyone. This is Atmanam Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavantam Avastitam, Apasyat Sarvabhutani, Apasyat, he saw that. Sarvabhutani, in all living entities. Bhagavatyapi cha Atmani. So likewise, he is seeing the Lord everywhere. So that's why a pure devotee, Vidjhavane Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini, Shuni Chayo Subake cha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. That kind of state he has attained here. and seeing the Lord everywhere, Samadarshinaha. And then further, how he has attained and keeping himself like that. Ichchadvesha vihinena sarvatra samachetasa bhagavad yuktena prapta bhagavati gatihi. He has attained the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ichchadvesha vihinena. So freed from all hatred and desire. Ichchadvesha vihinena sarvatra samachetasa. Being equal to everyone because of discharging uncontaminated devotional service. This is Vidyavinaya Sampanni. Okay, Bhagavad Bhakti Yoge, Bhagavad Bhakti Yuktena. Prapta Bhagavati Gatihi Prapta. He has ultimately attained the path back to Godhead. In such a way, this is the fifth section, how he has completed his life, attaining the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end. So again, later on, he has mentioned attain the kingdom of God. Okay, so that is how Kadama Prajapati lived. So he has meditated for 10,000 years for the Lord to get a wife. And then after that, Lord has arranged, he got a good wife. And then he has enjoyed for 100 years. And then he begot after that 9 daughters. They were married to all the 9 Prajapatis, the children of Brahma, except Narada Muni. Everyone got married. And later on, once they have gone, Kapil Bhagwan also born. He has grown up. He has handed over. He has offered his praise to Kapil Bhagwan, and then now he is very assured of Devhuti. Now no need to think about her because the Lord has given assurance. Now Kardama Prajapati is wandering around the world, keeping the Lord in his heart with complete devotion. Mano Brahmaninjano yettat sadasaha param. Okay, keeping only the Lord in the Eka Bhakti Anubhavite, and then in such a way is completely attained. So he has attained that path back to Godhead. Okay, that is how the chapter. I took more time, apologies, but still it is so relishable. Even the time is a little bit more, but it is a perfect knowledge. Every moment, every statement has got so much of meaning in this, how it teaches us in our day-to-day life. Okay, thank you so much. I stop there and I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions, kindly ask, or you have anything striking your mind to share, or anything you wanted to ask in any way, whatever you have, anything you speak, everything is auspicious. So kindly ask questions or share. Hare Krishna. I went a little bit faster, so in case if you just revise and then just watch this video again, little bit, then you would see so much of things. So it can be taken couple of three, four times. If you hear it, then it will come to proper understanding. Hare Krishna. Any questions, dear devotees? No questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very nice session, and yeah, I know you went a bit fast, but it was really nice to have it in one go to understand the whole life of Kardama Prajapati. So one question I have is like, when he renounced everything as a sannyasa, when Devahuti and Kapila Muni, they were all settled and going forward in their life, there were few qualities that were mentioned. So it mentioned about monam. So mona, is it that he again meditated without any disturbance? Because as sannyasis, like in current day situation, if I'm trying to understand, they are for preaching, right? As renunciates, they go around. Of course, we can understand why it says without connection to fire or shelter. That's like no cooking or like no permanent lodging. But more, what does it mention, Prabhu? Like, is it just to avoid unnecessary talk, gossip, or is it complete like sadhu who just like quiet and doing austerity for many years.
Yes, Mataji. So you're right. So here, Anagnihi Aniketanaha, no association with the fire, no association with the shelter, because now he is no more wife. So he is going on his own. So if one is going with his wife after like a Grihastha entering into the Vanaprastha at the time, he can take his wife to the pilgrimages and then wander. Now here Kadam Prajapati is moody, he is just alone. So he does not to have any shelter also. Aniketanaha, Anagnihi, no more association with fire. Just going like a beg some alms and then satisfied. Like Sukadeva Goswami says in the second chapter of Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So why you need so much of big houses when there is so much of land? Why you need a bed when there is so much of grass? Why you need pillows when you have got nice hands? Like Sukadeva Goswami says, exactly here Kadama Prajapati is in a similar mode. No association with fire or shelter and completely silence, maunam, silence. This is a sannyasi, exactly, proper sannyasi. But here, Parirajat Padavim. So, Parirajaka Acharyas are different. So, they wander and to spread the knowledge. Here also, he is wandering to spread the knowledge. But here in this topic, it is covered only that he is wandering. We do not see that he has preached. Maybe in a different Purana, if it is bringing this context and explaining that he has glorified this one and he spoke and explained, then I haven't got that vision, but at the moment he is wandering on his own, glorifying the Lord.
Like a proper
Yes.
tapasya, not okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just so sometimes as sannyasi, as we see these days, I mean, as you mentioned, that's right. Parivrajak Acharya, they're wandering and preaching, but he was just meditating on the Lord.
Here, like a Haridas, sometimes we see some Haridas are going from village to village for asking for alms. Likewise, no particular shelter, no association with the fire. But this is how his life is spending. This is not wandering here. It is not fixed in his position also. Wandering, glorifying the Lord.
Okay, in the path to attain self-realization. That's what it says in the end. Yeah. So.
Yes, exactly like Narada Muni. He was also glorifying when he was son of maid servant. He was wandering and glorifying the Lord. Likewise, here Kadama Prajapati is also like that.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhuji, very quick question. I don't want to take too much of your time. Firstly, thank you so much for such a brilliant summary of this whole chapter. But what I just wanted to understand something. I'm sorry for my ignorance. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is unborn, yes, as such. But when he comes into material world and takes various avatars, then he goes into the womb and comes out that way. So then he's born when he comes into the material world. Is that correct?
Yes.
He doesn't just appear like when he came as Krishna in Devaki, then he just appeared, didn't he?
Yes, there's a fully complete personality.
So there's a difference there. And in Kapil Muni,
yes.
Bhagwan, he came out from the womb. Is that correct?
Yes, he came from the womb of Devhuti by the semen of Kadmam Viryamapanno Jajnana Grivadaruni Agnirivadar. Kadmam Viryamapanno by the semen of Kadma Prajapati. He entered into the womb of Devhuti and then Yeshamanvite Garbham Pravishtaha Kaita Bhardhanaham. So from the womb, he has taken Jajna Agnirivadharuni, giving the analogy. Jajna Agnirivadharuni.
So he can appear as well as he can take birth from the womb. He can do that either way. Okay.
Yes. So that Tanyevati Rupani Bhagavastava Yani Rochante Ajananam Swarupinaha. Ajana, he mentions for you devotees sake, you will accept so many forms. Okay, though he has got no material form, he has got transcendental forms. which transcendental forms which cannot be perceived through the material senses. Ataha Sri Krishnamadi na bhavedgrahimindriyaihi. Na bhavedgrahimindriyaihi. Now, once the Lord comes in this form, like Kapila Bhagavan, and so many forms which we can see with our materialistic eyes, he accepts those forms for his devotee's sake. Jnana Charotinte Swajananam Arupinaha. Swajananam, for his devotee's sake.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other questions, dear devotees? Okay, so if there are no further questions, so we shall conclude our session for tonight. Thank you so much, dear devotees, and also giving this opportunity, speaking on this Varahadev Bhagavan and Nicharan Prabhu's appearance day. I thought of just bringing some shlokas from Varaha Bhagavan, glorification of Varaha Bhagavan. Jitam jitam te ajita bhavana traim tvam paridhanvate namaham yadhromagatte sinilulyaradhayaha tasmai namo karana sukarayate. One of the shloka of those Brahma and his children, they glorify the Varahadev Bhagavan. Just one shloka in order to honor this Varahadev's appearance. Very beautiful shlokas. It comes from third canto, 13th chapter. Okay, so thank you so much, dear devotees. It is too late. We shall conclude our session for tonight. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya च परितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत वैष्णव शिल प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hari Bol. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
brothers.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.